everyone, and welcome to another fabulous episode of How Many Tabs Are Open on Mr. Johnson's Computer. Today it looks like there are five, two assignments in math today. First one being a discussion, so let's take a look at it. We're still using the same concepts from yesterday where we're using letters to represent an unknown value. So letters that just basically mean like, I don't know what that is. All right, so same or different? So how are the two expressions the same? Uh-oh, they messed up. These aren't expressions. Let's go ahead and let's change that right now. These are equations. All right, so first off, we need to use the right terms. I don't know, whoever made this might have just forgot. Um, but these are equations. The reason why these are equations is because they have an equal sign. So an expression does not have an equal sign. Equations have equal signs. Oh, I need to save this, but my head is in the way. Hold on one second. All right, so um, first things first, we need to use the correct terms. Equations, all right? So how are the two equations the same and how are the two equations different? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and talk about what we talked about yesterday. Let me go ahead and open up the OneNote. I think it's open, but I can't find it. Oh, that's it. There we go. Okay, so our problems. We have 4 plus and then 8 and then equals 12. And then on this side, we have 4 plus n equals 12. So essentially what we have right here is two versions of the same problem. All right. The first version is complete. Obviously, this makes sense. 4 plus 8 equals 12. So 12 is equal to 12. This is true. All right. So that is a problem where you do not have an unknown value. You knew that your value was 8 right there because they gave you the number 8. On this side, they did not give you the number 8. In fact, they gave you the letter N. So remember that this is basically like that kindergarten, first grade math where you have a missing value, all right? It's just a box or a question mark. Like when you were in kindergarten, it might have looked like that, right? Or not in kindergarten. This would be complicated for a kindergartner, but at least like first grade or second grade, you have a number plus a an unknown value or a box. This year, it's going to be a letter. Um, so treat it the same. Treat it just like a box with a question mark in it. We don't know what that answer is, right? So then we have to decide what is the answer to this. So we can use a fact family. If 4 plus something equals 12, that means 12 minus 4 equals n. All right? So let's figure out what our n is. 12 minus 4 is 8. So 8 equals n. If we put in 8, does that make this true? 4 plus 8 equals 12. 12 does equal 12. So we just have to say that n is equal to 8 for this equation to be true. All right? So remember, all a letter is, it's an unknown value. It's like a question mark. It's a blank. It's we don't know yet. Okay. They gave you basically the completed version on the left side, and then they asked you to complete the version on the right side using your knowledge. All right. So when you're using the stems, remember use all 4 stems to get full credit. Things that you can notice. I noticed that these are 2 versions of the same equation, but we have the value on the left side. We don't know the value of the red digit on the right side. So they are once again the same equation. They both equal 12. The one on the right has a letter representing an unknown value. The one on the left already shows us the value of 8. They are different because I know the value on the left. I know that it's 8. I do not know the value on the right because it is just a letter. It's unknown value, so we have to solve that one. So this equation is solved. This equation, we still have to find the value of n. All right, and then finally, I wonder if we change this 8, if that changes the value of n. Probably not. If the 12 changes, would that change the value of n? If this said 4 plus n equals 15, doesn't that mean n would be different? So remember, basically the thing that is most important that you understand is now that you see letters in your problems, that means you have to figure out what is that missing piece. All right. So it's just like a puzzle. 4 plus some random missing piece equals 12. Our random missing piece is called n. So what can I put in for n to make this true? 4 plus 8 equals 12. So n is equal to 8. All right. So we're going to continue doing this. I'm going to continue to work through it. This is the beginning of algebra, but basically the first thing you need to know is you've done problems like this before. It's just you need to you have an unknown value that looks like a letter now. It used to just look like a question mark or a blank. We went over in class yesterday some of the ways you may have seen it in like first grade. 4 plus blank equals 12. 4 plus box equals 12. 4 plus question mark equals 12. Those are all ways you saw it before. Now you're just going to use a letter instead. All right, here's X. You could use any letter you want because remember, all letters are just basically a question mark. So it could be P, it could be X, it could be W, it could be all sorts of stuff. All right, in this situation, in our problem today, it was N. Oops. So n equals 8. Alrighty, so go ahead.